welcome to day 4 of the Act Fast Challenge. This is a 5-day family first aid challenge which I've created for you all to learn life-saving skills together at home. Just to remind everybody, we can only practice what we're doing this week with people who live in the same house as us at this time. In today's session, I'll be teaching you CPR for an adult, and I'll also be setting you a challenge to do as a family. I would like you to find your nearest defibrillator, and there's a bonus challenge if some of you want to make a poster and help share that information with your schools, with your teachers, on your Facebook pages, your Twitter pages at school, with the rest of your class. This is not just about us learning first aid as a family. Let's share it with our communities and all learn these really important life-saving skills. Keep your work coming in. I'm loving all the completed tasks and challenges that you're doing. Just remember to use the hashtag ActFastChallenge so I can see them online. Okay, first aiders, let's get started. Now, it's really important that you remember your ABC. If you can remember those 3 letters of the alphabet, you will remember your first aid. And it's so important because it's all about keeping yourself safe. Remember my one rule: never ever become the casualty. If we do, we're no help to these people. So remember your ABC. Now, go and get a cushion or a teddy because you're going to practice this with me at the same time. I would just like to remind everybody at home that we cannot practice CPR on somebody who is breathing. It is very, very dangerous. So you must only practice on a teddy or a cushion. Let's go through this together. Let's start with A. Remember, we come into the room, there is a casualty on the floor. The first thing we need to do is say the letter A, do the hand action. I'm assessing for any danger. We're looking around, looking up, making sure it's safe to go in and look after our casualty. What's the next A? Testing your memory and your skills now. So if you've practiced this, you will know. We need to see if they are A, alert. So I'm going to kneel down next to my casualty. Hi, I'm a first aider. Can you open your eyes for me? Open your eyes. Just going to touch your shoulders. Always telling your casualty, remember, if you're going to touch them. They're not responding to my touch or to my voice, so I don't want to be on my own. We need to get some help in here quickly. Can I have some help in here, please? So practice some really good help shouts while you're doing this. What's the next A? That's right, airway. This is a really important one. So what do? We kneel down next to our casualty, put your hand on their head and 2 fingers under their chin, and very gently just tilt their head back and lift their chin to open their airway. Keeping in this position, let's move on to B for breathing. We need to bring our ear and our cheek down next to our casualty's mouth. Look at their tummy coming up and down, and we're going to look, listen and feel for 2 breaths in 10 seconds. Let's do this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is where it's different from day 2 because I cannot feel that breath on my cheek, I cannot hear them breathing, and I did not see their tummy moving up and down at least 2 times. This is an emergency. I need to call 999, ask for an ambulance and tell them I have a casualty who is not awake and they are not breathing. Put your phone on loudspeaker, put that down beside your casualty and keep them there. The ambulance service are there to help you and support you, and stay calm, and they will support you through this. If we have a helper in the house at this point, I'm going to ask them to go and find the nearest defibrillator and bring it to my casualty. We'll talk about that later. Let's start CPR. We need to think about, first of all, what's the position that we need to be in. So we need to come up, can't do it on your bottom, you need to come up onto your knees, and we need to find the centre of our casualty's chest. Now we can do this on ourselves. If you just find the top of your arms for me and draw a line to the centre, then find your nose and then draw a line down, and where those lines cross, that's about the centre of your casualty's chest. So let's do that on our teddies or our cushions and find that right position. It's really important that you are in the right position, so make sure your knees are lined up with your casualty's chest to make it as easy as possible. Your casualty needs to be on a hard surface because it isn't going to be effective on a bed, so ideally they need to be on the floor. Let's find the right position for our hands. Can you all put your hands out in front of you so you can see your flat palms? I'd like you to bring one hand over the other one and just cross your fingers like that. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this part of our hand. This hand is just going to lift our fingers up. Make sure that we don't squeeze, keep them really loose and really relaxed. Straight arms, straight back. We're then going to come down in the position we talked about, and we're going to bring our body over our casualty, making sure our arms are straight and our shoulder is above our wrist. Can you all get in that position for me? We are now going to push down on our casualty's chest hard and fast. Can you do that with me on your teddy or your cushion? Pushing down the chest wall 5 to 6 centimetres at a rate of 100 to 120 per minute. There are some great songs to help you remember the beat. We can use the Bee Gees, Staying Alive is a good one. I prefer Justin Timberlake, Can't Stop the Feeling. Or if you like, you can try Baby Shark. Put some music on, get the beat right and practice this together at home. Well done, first aiders, or should I say lifesavers. Give yourselves a round of applause. Woohoo, well done. You've got skills, fantastic. Now it's important to remember that we continue that CPR until the ambulance arrives and they will come in and take over. We also stop CPR if our casualty starts breathing again. If they're breathing and unconscious, put them in that safe airway position that we practiced yesterday and still wait for that ambulance. Fabulous. So it's really important, if you're not sure what 5 to 6 centimetres is, when we're pushing down on our casualty's chest, get a ruler and make sure that you know. Remember, 5 to 6 centimetres at a rate of 100 to 120 per minute. Remember that. Then if you can't do CPR, you can then tell somebody else how to do it. If you get tired, take turns, get other people to do it, but continue that oxygen flowing around our casualty's body and keep them alive. Now, your challenge or your mission, should you choose to accept it today, is I would like you to find your nearest public access defibrillator. These can be found in lots of community spaces. They could be in yellow boxes, green boxes, outside community halls, in telephone boxes. Find your nearest defibrillator, take a selfie like I have done and post it on social media, sharing with your community where their defibrillator is. Remember to put the hashtag ActFastChallenge so I can see it and share it as well. Fantastic. We also have a Burnished challenge. I would like you to perhaps make a poster that you can then share with your class on your Facebook page or your Twitter page, just explaining to people what defibrillators are. Remember, anybody can use a defibrillator. You don't have to have had the training. All you do is turn it on and follow the instructions that the machine gives you. This will really, really help improve your casualties' chances of survival by up to 70 to 75%. Acting fast is really important. Well done everybody, that's the end of day 4. Practice that, practice your CPR throughout the day and complete your mission. And I will see you tomorrow where we will need a bandage and we will practice looking after a casualty who is bleeding. Have a great day.